Well, with me now are Kelly, Sue and Carol, and Dr Hilary joins us live too. It's great to see you girls. Thank you so much indeed for coming in. Now, Kelly, it was Check Your Chaps last week that actually made you get in touch with us, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I'd watched the Check Your Chaps and Matthew, and I thought that you did it brilliantly, raising awareness with a little bit of humour. It just makes you realise that it can happen sort of to everyday people like me.
No, exactly. But what was it that helped you?
So I'd seen the Copperfield Girls, and yeah, lovely. And I had always thought that it wasn't really very relevant to me. That I wouldn't, it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't happen to me. And actually, it did. So I'm only 33. I have no history of breast cancer in my family, and I'd watched them, and I'd seen that not necessarily about finding a lump, but if looking for something different. So I was getting dressed one morning. My little boy was only 10 months old, and he tried to pull a mirror down onto himself. And as I grabbed the mirror, I noticed what looked like, I can only describe, a dent in my left breast. So immediately went to feel it and found a lump that luckily was very close to the surface because it was only small. And even though you don't realise that all of that information is perhaps going in, I thought back to the Copperfield Girls and thought, I need to do something about this. So I called the doctor there and then, saw him that day, was referred for an ultrasound within 2 weeks, and then had to wait a week for the results of a biopsy and found out that it was breast cancer.
Crikey, and how are you?
I'm doing really well now. I decided from the offset to be positive, that something good had to happen from something so negative. So I was really lucky that because I caught it so early, that I didn't have anything in my lymph nodes. I had 5 lymph nodes taken. So I escaped chemotherapy, which was amazing, and I just had radiotherapy in January for a month. So that was every day for a month.
You look really well.
I feel really well.
But you've got such, you know, you've got such a little one as well. You've got everything to live for.
Yes, absolutely. That made all the difference.
Of course, absolutely. No, definitely. So it was Dr Hilary's breast exam that you did. You know, we did that live breast examination.
Yes,
that was the thing that sort of rang something with you.
Yes, that was. Yeah, I was at home on annual leave, switched on the telly, and then I saw that live examination, and I've never seen that before. The finger walk.
That was a really I know, that's a really good one.
That was new to me.
Yeah, when you sort of check all the way up here.
Yeah, and it made me realise that I don't check myself because I'm busy. I work and I've got a disabled husband, and you know, don't have time for myself. So it really made me listen. And I checked myself that day, and I found a lump in my right breast. Then I couldn't, then I could, and then I wasn't sure. I kept checking for a week, but I tried to hide it. I tried to ignore it. But Dr Hilary's voice kept going in my head, saying the earlier you catch it, it's very important, and more likely you are to survive it. So that's what I did. I made an appointment with the nurse, and she could feel it. From there, I had mammograms, I had ultrasound, I had more mammograms. I saw a consultant. I had a biopsy, and they did say it's very, very small, whatever it is, and it doesn't look worrying. But my results came back as cancer. So I was quite shocked to get that result.
And how are you now? Because you look fantastic. Are you
Thank
okay?
you. I feel great. I mean, I'm a positive person anyway. And I was just so grateful of finding it so early. A week before Christmas, I was told I'd had cancer. So you can imagine it wiped out Christmas. I was really worried. But I had an operation on the 8th of January. And from there, because it was early, I had the wire procedure in the morning. Because they said it was very small. I was very, very clever and amazing to find it. But I said, no, Dr Hilary's the amazing person.
Dr Hilary, your voice was in Sue's ear all the time.
It was.
Hilary, this is fantastic, isn't it? It just shows people are really listening to what you're saying.
I just want to hug him. I just want to hug him because it's just amazing. And if it wasn't for you, you know...
I'd love to hug you back, I would. So Sue and Kelly and Carol, I'm absolutely thrilled and delighted for you. And it just goes to show that those early examinations, just an early detection can make such a big difference. And your positivity and your energy will be reflected in other people. And it was you listening to other women as well that made you go to the doctors early on. And here you are, positive, and not just for you, but for your children and your grandchildren as well.
Well, because you've all got so much to live for. I mean, Carol, for you though, it was a persistent cough that you had?
It was. I'd had a cough for about 3 months, and you do tend to ignore things. When you're busy, you think, oh, it's only a tickly cough in the morning, nothing to worry about. But then I found a lump as well, exactly the same thing, the finger walking. And I thought I'd better go and get this checked. So I mentioned the cough at the same time, went for a chest x-ray. 3 days later I was called in and the doctor was more or less wringing our hands and saying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And I had a 7-centimetre tumour in my lung.
Wow, goodness.
And they weren't quite sure whether it was a secondary from the breast cancer got diagnosed.
Right.
But they have to treat the things separately, so the lung was considered to be more dangerous. But everybody thought it was lung cancer.
Gosh.
So we had 6 months of biopsies and being tested for various things. And then I got referred to the Brompton, and the surgeon there was amazing. He said, we'll get the lump out and sort it out for you.
Right. And how are you now? I mean,
I'm fine. Half a lung.
It's amazing what the body can do, though.
Absolutely.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? And if you get the best treatment.
And that's why I wanted to be here, because the positivity that has to come out of it, and early diagnosis. And thank you, Hilary. I say, I wish we could hug you.
I know, I know. Maybe it's just as well you're there, Hilary. You would be, you'd be squeezed to within an inch of your life by all these virtual hugs. But you're all doing really well. You're all feeling really well. You're feeling okay now.
And fine, absolutely.
God, that's incredible. And yet, if you hadn't gone to the doctors at that time, who knows what would have happened? It's terrible.
That's very difficult.
It's quite funny. I don't think they were talking palliative care at one stage, so you get quite scared.
No, of course you do.
But I think the whole thing is to try and you know, fight the fear, because fight the fear and early diagnosis is what saves the day.
It is.
And it isn't anything to worry about either. All the procedures, you have anaesthetic.
They'll talk you right through it.
People are frightened to do anything about it, and there's nothing to worry about.
You girls are great. Thank you so much for coming in. It's fantastic. I'm so glad that you followed Dr. Hilary's advice. Hilary, thank you, my love. Great to talk to you as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.